What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about one of the major issues that Warthunder has right now that isn't really addressed, but everyone kind of just silently acknowledges it, and that is that fact that we continuously get these top tier premium aircraft and tanks that are not necessarily good for the game, and it's especially bad if you look at the US. The US over the last couple of major updates have pulled in aircraft like the AV-8B&A, the F4S, the F20, and now the F-18C, and not to even account some of the tanks they've pulled in, being the RDF and the Clickbait, and that's also the KBT. That's just a majority of the premiums right now that are available to buy are either US or Russian, and it just kind of hurts the gameplay. Gaijin kind of seems to not, give these nations that actually need premiums, like Italy or France or Sweden or even Israel. These nations have been kind of just left in the dark for these premiums forever. I mean, Gaijin is now adding an abrupt premiums for Italy ground and Israeli air, but they're also adding in a premium, the F-18C. So Gaijin kind of just needs to find this point of where they're adding these aircraft and premium vehicles less abruptly and not adding as many, or even adding mid-tier or low-tier premiums and not these top-tier rank 8 premium aircraft and premium tanks. It just ends up hurting the gameplay, and the US definitely is not, needing any new premiums for a minute now. We have enough. We have the F-20, we have the F-18, we have the F-4S. There's no more need for premium aircraft for the US for at least a long time, and even premium tanks we don't even need anymore. We have enough. There's enough premiums in the game. Gaijin should pay more attention to these low tier and mid tier premium aircraft and tanks rather than just adding these top tier premiums, consistently. Like, I mean, we're getting the Hornet, which is already pretty much going to be, it's going to be pretty much useless to low-tier premium players. I mean, a lot of these premium players who play like the F4S, all they do is base bomb, and you're in a Hornet with bombs, you're going to be barely Mach 1 on the deck. It's a terrible feature, and what's going to happen is then these low-tier players are going to complain, and it's either going to result in the Hornet getting buffed, or, it's going to be going up in or lower in BR and it's rooting other matchmaking aircraft. It's just, there needs to be the balance of actually adding unique premium vehicles, but also keeping them not necessarily, or keeping top tier behind a bit of a paywall. Like, we do not need these aircraft to get added as a premium. I mean, the F-16 is now also a premium. Granted, it's an Israeli premium, and that's, I think, somewhat good for Israel that they're getting a new premium aircraft. They do need it. But it's a little bit also shocking to me that the nations like the US are the US is getting a premium Hornet. The premium Hornet, it's not needed. Yes, it's going to make Gaijin a crap ton of money, but it's not something they need. And again, I'm also trying to, in my personal understanding, is trying to understand Gaijin's perspective of this, is that the game is free to play. They do need to make money somehow, and they make money by selling premiums. I do understand that, don't get me wrong, but it's also just trying to understand that I don't want to play, a tech tree US aircraft around any of these BRs anymore. It's not fun. I really enjoyed playing aircraft like the Crusader, the F-8, or even aircraft like the F-15A, and now it just feels like I don't want to play them anymore because all of my teammates are going to be either the F-4S premium players or they're going to be premium, now Hornet players. It just isn't fun. It's no longer a spot where I can get into the games and enjoy these tech tree vehicles because we're getting all of these premium aircraft. And don't get me wrong, I own every single US top tier premium. I enjoy them. They are fun to play. It's just not fun with these players that, get in the game that don't know what they're doing, and they don't learn how to play the game. And none of these other nations really suffer. I mean, Russia really only has one viable top tier jet premium, being the MiG-23ML, and yes, it's a very highly bought premium. But the US now is going on, 6? The F-5, the A-10, with the removed Harrier, the F-20, the AV-8B and A, now the Hornet. And on top of all that, we also have a lot of event vehicles for the US in these ranks. You have the A-7, you have the F-14. You have all of these vehicles that players purchase and play, but it just ruins US teams. It ruins US win rates. Even look at ground battles. There's 3 free Abrams, not even counting the XM series. You've got the AIM, which is a squadron vehicle. You have the Clickbait. You have the XM1. You have the KVT. These are all premium vehicles or event or squadron vehicles that are free to get, and it just ruins U.S. top tier win rates. And Now Gaijin's adding another heavily cast-favored aircraft on top of the AVA BNA. You better believe people are going to buy the Hornet, and they're going to buy the Clickbait, and they're going to run them as a duo. It's going to ruin US ground win rates even more. It's completely unplayable at this point for US ground, and US air is not much better off. I mean, you're better off playing a sub-nation that doesn't have a top-tier premium aircraft, or at least a nation that has a top-tier premium aircraft that no one really plays. Like, I mean, look at Sweden. Not a lot of people play the Viggen or the, well, not the Viggen, but play the Draken. I mean, Sweden for a long time, really the only players that played there who were good players who picked up the Draken and they learned how to play it and they were good with it. Now people pick up the Viggen and they're just box 3 spamming at low BRs again with the infinite countermeasures. Now look at Israel. Israel hasn't had a top tier premium for a while. They had the Kafir Canard, and players who picked it up either were learning how to play the game, or they were at least somewhat good in it, and there wasn't that many. You'd maybe run into 3 of them in the game max. And now they're going to get an F-16, and I promise you Israel's going to become a very highly played nation. I don't think people are going to buy the F-16 because they want to, or they want to grind Israel. They're going to buy it because it's a premium F-16. Same reason why these people are going to buy the premium Hornet. It's a premium Hornet. People are going to immediately buy it. It's just a money grab. And Gaijin's, of course, going to make a lot of money behind it, but also looking at, it's just going to completely ruin the US's win rate. It's going to ruin gameplay for US players who play tech-tree vehicles and want to enjoy tech-tree vehicles. And it just gets frustrating, especially when you have to look at this, and these other nations, like Italy, does not have a rank 8 premium. They don't even really have a top-tier premium. The F-104S TAF has been removed for a couple of updates now. You have the AMX A1A, which no one really buys unless they're playing it as a strike aircraft. They didn't necessarily need a new top-tier tank. They needed a new top-tier aircraft, and Gaijin went ahead and gave him a top-tier tank. I mean, I'm not complaining. I do believe it's a very cool vehicle, but it's just one of those things that there's needs for premiums, and there also needs to be an understanding that the US does not need to keep getting these premium aircraft, because every update we're getting either a premium tank or a premium plane, and it's been like this for a long time. Or even look at Russian ground. Russia has the 2S-38, they have the terms, they have all the T-80s. It's really bad. It's a really bad system. Anyways, if you guys have made it this far, let me know down below in the comments. That's actually going to be surprising if anyone made it this far into the video. And make sure to join the Discord, linked in the description, linked in the bio down below. We are going to be hosting a giveaway here in the future, and all the details will be in there when I do end up doing it. Also, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Only about 7% of my current viewers are subscribed. If that went up to 10%, it'd mean a lot, and it would get the channel closer to the goals we have prior to the end of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the F-18 Premium and Gaijin's whole premium ideas and what they do with all these premium aircraft. It's really controversial, and I would like to know what your guys' thoughts are on the subject. And like I said, please remember to subscribe. It means the world to the channel, and I hope to see you guys in a later video.